Welcome to kcheebplays, Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. Let's get started. Oolyov was picking at his dinner, and Ludmila was less than impressed. She'd spent the better part of the day shopping for all the best ingredients. Ostra caviar, the finest veal for Königsberger Klops, the best honey and spices she could find for an after-dinner speiden. As she sliced a paper-thin piece of stroganina and placed it on her plate, she asked Oolyov, "Would you like another?" He looked up and muttered, "What? No, love, I'm fine, thank you." Ludmila thought to herself, why did I waste my time finding that 35-year-old bottle of Starka when he's in this kind of mood? Abruptly she sat up, calmly placed her fork and knife down, and said to Oolyov, "What's troubling you, my love? I don't want this night to continue like this. If there's something on your mind, let's talk about it." With that, Oolyov looked Ludmila straight in the eyes and said, "What's troubling me is the way you burn through rubles. I appreciate the effort you went to this evening, but it's Tuesday night. Not every meal has to be Michelin star caliber. A bowl of borscht, a nice salad, some pierogi, and you. It's all I need." "Don't be such a peasant, Oolyov," she exclaimed. "We can afford the finer things in life, so why not enjoy them?" "We can afford them," Oolyov shot back, "but we don't have to afford them. Every single night." Ludmila's expression turned to a scowl. "Can you tell me why we're remodeling the bedroom? This apartment isn't more than 2 years old." "Well, if you hadn't noticed, Oolyov, I've run out of closet space. Where do you expect me to keep my clothes? On the floor? Or maybe I should just hang them over the settee? Don't be ridiculous." "Ridiculous?" Oolyov shouted. "You're accusing me of being ridiculous? Have you any idea the amount of money we've burned through in the last 6 months? If you keep this pace up, I'll be looking for another job." Ludmila shot back. "Don't be so patronizing. I have a job and I'm entitled to spend my money the way I see fit." "That's what's worrying me, Ludmila," Oolyov said. "The way you see fit. Shouldn't it be the way we see fit?" With that, Ludmila stood up and said, "You ungrateful bastard. I'll be at my uncle's." She stormed out, leaving Oolyov alone and near tears. Christoph and Kailinka, just returned from a Republic planning seminar, were cleaning up the evening's meals dishes. The famed rail architect, Denis Babinin, had given them much to think about during his Keep Your Rail Functions Separate and Simple seminar. Christoph said, "Denis has so much good information. I think we need to take what he taught us and apply it to our rail network. We should be able to substantially increase our throughput for goods and people." Kailinka agreed and said, "Yes, let's get on that right away. If we brief Clarence, I think he'll be able to let us know what we can accomplish." "On another matter, I'm really worried about Oolyov, Christoph. I've never seen him this distracted and indecisive. He's really struggling to make a decision." "I am too, Kailinka," Christoph responded. "Biggest decision of his life ahead of him. I hope he makes the right one." Hi, KGB, Cheeb, or Clarence, whichever you prefer to call me. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. Gotta start the game and get stuff building, because we're kind of lagging behind to keep adding stuff on and don't make any progress up here. We promise we will get there, but it's just not happening real fast at this point. So this is going to be a bit shorter of an episode. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. It just depends on if I can remember everything that Dennis was telling me about trains and get my head around what kind of things we can do and try to make it work. Love the explanation that he gave me. He put a video together, so he was showing me with pictures, which is great because that always means much more to me when I can see it versus just using the words. But at any rate, one of the things that I've always had, trouble with, and I know there's other people as well, passenger trains in general, typically your goods trains don't really need to be spaced out necessarily, but for being able to have a pretty constant supply of people, having one train come right after the other isn't the best option. Dennis gave me quite a good solution to that. And speaking of trains waiting too long, let's go check that out. Yeah, and this is another bit of a bottleneck. I mean, it's a built-in bottleneck. No, there's an open platform there. I don't understand. Oh, you can't get there from those rails. That's why. Okay, and traffic jam. Gonna pause this. This has happened a couple of times. Nothing too... I don't know why they wouldn't go through there, because, or, you know, there's no one in this junction, so it's... I don't think those, excuse me, those lights should be on unless somebody is leaving right away. Doesn't look like they are. Painful. Painful. Yeah. Back up. Well, this is another one I need to have a look at and see what's going to be a better solution for this. And then the guy that comes in last gets in first. That makes me crazy. Well, anyways, Dennis, if you're watching, help me fix this. Anyways, enough joking aside. So what Dennis has talked about, and it's something that I've been aware of for a while, is separating, aware of and not practicing, I might add. Practicing separation or keeping separation for your rail and materials networks. Now, from this point back, it's easy because there's no passenger traffic. It's all materials. But from here up to the iron mine, and then from here to the coal mine or coal process, the coal mine, coal processing and steel mills, they're sharing. And this, you know, if you sit and watch this for any length of time, you'll see just train after train after train coming and going and getting in each other's way, and all kinds of stuff like that happening. Now, is it a big deal for a republic of this size? I mean, I don't need particularly high throughput here, and in fact, this thing is always full of coal, iron. No, it's coal. And this is always processing now. It's really not an issue getting all the materials that are needed here. You know, once obviously we got the train stuff sorted and all that. I mean, there's more steel than I know what to do with, honestly. But from a pure keeping everything going perspective and being able to space and not have your rail for your passenger and materials, getting each other's way. These are longer, don't travel as fast typically. I mean, we can get that around that by having trains that there you can see we're blocking through here. So how do we manage that? I mean, I've spent a little bit of time looking at this, and you can see this is all busy, locked up kind of thing as well. So I don't think it'd be that hard a thing to go from Miadzol down here, just because I think I can peel, it even takes some real rework, but peel this and then end up with 4 lines and run this down and through. Probably have to rework some power lines and whatnot, but I don't think it's going to be that big a deal to get this, the trains that run back and forth here, the 4 trains off of that, and they can just run back and forth. And as long as this leg is here, or this shunt. I'm not even sure what you call that, shunt, whatever. It'll allow trains to get in here, and you can, if I need to add another one, I can still do that. So that's fine. But then, how do I split these two apart? That's something that I'm kind of fighting with, and I think I can give it a return trip without too much trouble to get it back on single rail out and around, and then hook back in here. I mean, this is a junction already. Could probably, I don't know about probably, but might be able to get that done that way, which would turn this into a one-way. But I still have, this section here where they'd be sharing a line coming in. At the end of the world, I don't know. Not sure. Maybe you just leave this. Well, I don't even know now that I'm thinking about it. At any rate, what I'm trying to do is figure out a way, to retain functionality and build what I need to build so that I've got the in and the out working the way that I want them to work, and then having the passenger stuff separated. Now maybe we go up a little bit higher with our passenger line, and that goes over top of all of this. I don't even know if that'll work, to be honest, because it's this point here that we need to connect to. And probably ultimately back here would be better from a bridging perspective, but putting bridges over bridges, never tried that, but it might be an interesting thing to try. I don't know. I think that might be worth it. And then I suppose another option, well, I don't even know. I mean, if you yeah. You definitely need to go over it. I mean, maybe you when I come out this way, we go up so that we can split off from here, and that connects up to my passenger line for the iron ore mine, and then we've got these two separated out. I don't know. Might be an interesting way to approach it. I'm not 100% sure if that'll cooperate, to be perfectly honest with you, but it's another idea, another bridge across, and then would have to come straight across and then try to tie them together on this side of it's got to be on this side, because that's where obviously this comes in, and we'd run that up there. Interesting. I'll have to plan that out next time when I've got next session when I've got a little bit more time. I haven't spent a bunch of other time looking at this area in particular, trying to think if there's even going to be an opportunity. There might be to loop this back on here. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely there. It's possible, but your junction is going to be, you're going to have two junctions that are pretty close together, less than a train width apart, and that's going to cause issues at some point or another for sure. In terms of backing up and whatnot. Interesting questions. And then the other one is, here's another passenger terminal. How do we unwind this? Because this is served, I believe this is served by Mayad, so yeah, it is. So, I mean, getting that out, you're gonna have to go up and over, and then potentially up in this area, follow this around and up and over again. Wow, that's not even possible. I don't think. I'm quite sure. I mean, the other option might be to go under and hook into this passenger network here, and then we'll have some kind of simple T junction or something like that here. It goes under and then up and then over. Wow, it sounds crazy just thinking about it. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's interesting situation. One of the other things that I thought was just brilliant was we talked about the spacing. I started to talk about the spacing and I didn't finish my thought, but being able to control the distance between the trains with your spacing, you can only do that if you have, a lot of track available to do that. And here you can see a perfect example of everybody getting in each other's way here. I mean, I've got train stopped there, another goods train. Yeah, not ideal. Anyways. So the spacing issue for trains. So in this case, I mean, imagine this rail CO connection wasn't here. I could have my crossover here and then leave this whole piece up here, one block. And that way a train is going to wait fair length of track back from going to this station, and we'll end up leaving space between the other train that's just left and it, because it will have, once it's clear, it'll just come down, drop off, and then go. So yeah, that's definitely another option, and unfortunate placement, because I wouldn't be able to do the loop on the end of this one. So I've kind of gotten myself into the habit of building them like that and hadn't really thought about the loop through. I have used them a few times to sort of limited success, but I think most of that had to do with not fully understanding how much space and that you want to leave yourself, and not mixing everything together. So at any rate, I'm definitely considering this. I'm going to have to spend a little more time thinking about it. Probably have to pick Dennis's brain a little bit more on potentially what he might think is a good idea. I mean, this is a troubling little bit. And again, here, how do I get this train platform that's in the middle of everywhere, separated from all of the hubbub here, and give myself potentially a little loop around. I don't know if I can, even something looping in there if I didn't have my power all in the way. And this building as well, which, yeah, at some point we're going to need once we get to a certain size. But yeah, all kinds of things. See, look at this. Just blocked. We get these, trains stopped. It takes them a while to get up to speed. A train behind is waiting. Yeah, you just don't have a good flow there. I mean, things are getting done, but it's not, when you start getting ports built up, 8,250 tons of coal. Wow. Get that stuff built up. We're looking at a lot of rejig of things. Not sure if I completely finished my thought there. I got distracted looking at how little oil was over there. So my apologies. Yeah, pretty sure I can't get 2 tracks through there. And probably don't even need 2 tracks now that I'm thinking about it. Listen to what Dennis says. You just need the single track to come back out and snap back in, and away you go. And that frees up this, making it all, well, not all, but making some of it. I can probably make this one direction in. You just come on the outside, boom, in, and then breaking through, and then they're going back to where they need to go. Depending on well, yeah. See, it's still gonna have to go two directions from here because from here, this is all of the food supply, so they need to go this way and this way. Yeah. Stuff you need to think about, hey? No, we're still at 85%, so that's good. Man, yeah, definitely need to look at that a little bit closer. Because I really do like how Dennis's solution for the city that he showed me was done. It's much less track that I have built here. A fair amount of single lane track, single purpose, very, very, very well put together and very, wouldn't necessarily say foolproof, but just flowed. I mean, when they got on the track, they were moving. There was no waiting, no stopping, no. Everybody got to where they needed to go, and that doesn't always happen here. So, anyways, rambling on. This is a lot of rail talk. Well, I find it interesting. Hope you do. Yeah. Just looking down here, here's another passenger terminal here. Oh, a brand new one and another one here. How would you even go about looping that back and keeping it separate? Wow. Because I believe these are all fed from Kiamnov. Not mistaken. Yeah, Lalona. Lalona? One of these Lalona? Both Kiamnov. What's feeding this? Oh, this is Lalona. Yeah, hello. Okay. Yeah, so interesting. Interesting how I might be able to make that happen. This is out and about, and we're definitely not getting anything coming through this way. Needed more buildings. This is on this side. Those would have to. Yeah, this is messy. I mean, you could go out and then loop it around and go over and possibly come down. No, you can't even do that here. See, you're gonna have to go way underground to make that happen. It would make much more sense to set up something else once we get on that. Not necessarily test branch, but on the when it's released. I do plan on. Well, I don't know. I'm not planning on, but I do know that I'm quite interested in some of the new transportation features that we have and what kinds of things we can do. We almost need to put a nuke under this stuff here to try to make it work, and that's not going to happen. It's just it's probably going to be as dysfunctional as it is in this area, and even in this area to a certain degree, just because it is what it is, right? Once you've got this many buildings in place and this much infrastructure running around and picking up and dropping off, it becomes fairly difficult to try to retrofit that, but it's certainly something I'm going to be keeping in mind going into the future. I think probably my only real decent option for trying to at least alleviate some of the stress on this part of the track is to run that line down along here and then try to figure something out to split these two off. It'd be an interesting brain teaser. So anyways, kind of rambling on a bit here. Oh, 82%. Look out. That's a problem. We done it again. No, we got electronics. We got no food. We got no food. Are you bringing food? No, you're bringing alcohol. Who's on their way here? Alcohol. Oh, these... I don't know what I've done. Honestly, don't know what I've done. I'm gonna have to try to think what I'm gonna need to do is have my distribution only. Is it only as I'm sticking my foot in my mouth? Yeah. That's doing some chemical work too. I think I may, you know, it's those are too critical an infrastructure to have it all bunged up by putting too many things on it and too many different things. I mean, you know, you look at this, you got eight engines, and they can only do 8 things, right? So how do you make that work when you know you've got 15 different tasks for them to do, pick up and drop off? So yeah, I'm gonna have to seriously look at removing some of the grain and chemical things that and there's oil in there as well. So oil and fuel. Get them out to either a dedicated line or try to sneak another office in up here and connect it up, and then just one that's a food only. I don't think I can do that here with this. Yeah, because it's a bit of multi-purpose thing as well. So yeah, interesting issues. Are we dropping off clothes anywhere? Risky. This isn't it, yeah. I don't really want them to buy clothes, though. Only thing we should be buying right now is electronics. Yeah, and this is a very multi-purpose kind of thing. It's doing a little bit of everything. I think if I focused some of these a little bit more, I'd be, you know, much better off. Much better off. I mean, we can certainly, we can need one more that's going to be responsible for liquids, and then another one that's responsible for where am I going here? What distribution of if I'm going to go with more distribution. Anyways, distribution of the consumer goods are the goods for the citizens. So, yeah, I think for the time being, what I'm going to do, just to keep everyone happy, myself included, is actually not going to do that there. Do it here, and then I don't have to mess with the store, and I only have to deal with that. So I'm gonna purchase food until they can get their poop in a pile there. Pretty sure that's what the problem was. Yeah, electronic food's the biggest one. Food for sure. Yeah, it's a thing. Okay, well, let's see what, check out the actual numbers, and then Probably call it a little mini episode. Yeah, they're not particularly happy there. 62, 64. Yeah, everybody's been having food issues. Those Meads all doing. They're not very happy either. And it's a food situation here too. Plenty of food there. Food here. And food here. Excuse me. They must have just gotten a shipment because it's 81 tons. And I bet you everyone here is happier than happy. Yep. There's lowest is 92. And it's because they're waiting on the pub, which will get sorted out. Is this the pub here? Oh, it's the library. I'm trying to... Oh, I think I put the pub right there. Beer kiosk. So let's get our folks in the distribution office. Yeah, the distribution office. We can only do one more thing. With it, they're connected. Could probably just buy a truck and deal with it from there. They're going there though, so they could pick up alcohol. Ramsky Road Cargo Station. Oh, I got them picking up alcohol. I just need them to drop off. That'll be the 20th one. Talk about overloading things. See if we can at least make them drunk enough that they forget about all the food issues. Oh, it's only 1 ton. Interesting. Maybe better just to do a truck, and then it becomes an extension of the warehouse. Oh, we'll see how this goes. Not overly fussed about the having alcohol there all the time, so. Okay. The road in, so I'll get them started working on that one. Playground. Yeah, here's the second one. Moe's Tavern. Okay. Let's get some food here, people. You better be bringing food. Okay. This should recover at some point. I think that's what I said last episode too, wasn't it? Should recover. Yeah. Well, anyways, lots to think about. Future plans for rail, keeping in mind the tenets that Dennis has tried to impart on me, and I'll definitely be trying to do what I can to make that work, because it was pretty impressive seeing that the way that it did in his city. And it just, like I said, everything just flowed. Anyways, I don't need to repeat myself any more than I already have. So if you made it or lasted with me this long, been about a half an hour, thank you for indulging me and allowing me to talk, or listening to me. If you're still there, thank you. And we'll see you in the next one.